Hi, Mark Davis, again, GBW Associates, home of GotBigWater.com. We're going to take a look at the installation, the Trident automatic air primer on engine 141 from the Winfield Community Volunteer Fire Department in Carroll County, Maryland. The installation was a retrofit. It was done by EVS out of Hagerstown, Maryland. They work on service all kinds of different emergency vehicles. They were chosen to do the retrofit for the Winfield Fire Department. As we discussed in the first video, we talked about mounting the primer high in the pump house or the pump box so that it can get to all the air in the pump casing itself. So when we look at this on the inside, you'll find that it's mounted fairly high on the back side of the pump. It gets its air supply from the air brake system, which are tanks in the back, and then all the controls, the push button, making it prime type of controls, that switch is right here on the pump panel. So let's take a minute and see how this is installed. So this is Winfield engine 141, a 1998 New Lexington pumper. It has a Hale QMax 1500 gallon a minute pump. I want to show you the control. This right here is the control for the primer. Down is in the manual mode, up is in the automatic mode. In the videos, you'll see this selector switch used in a couple different settings. Let's walk around the other side now to where we can see the installation. As we noted in one of our other clips, the intro clip, the primer needs to be installed high in the pump box. So here we're going to look in the pump box, and we should be able to see it there. There's the brass device. The blue line is the air feed coming from the air brake system. I'll try to point it out. So the orange handle is showing where that primer is located. You notice that it's high in the pump box, above the height of the, or just a little bit above the height of the discharge manifold. It gets its power from the opposite side of the pump house over on where the lights are powered for the pump panel. It is engaged whenever the pump selector is put into the neutral or into the pump mode. That gives the ability for the solenoid to have power to be activated for air. I want to just take a look at underneath real quick so that you can see the protection valve. The protection valve is important on the air brake system. So let's take a minute and crawl underneath. So we are underneath engine 141, and there is the blue air line that feeds up to the air primer. And you can see it has the protection valve installed on the end of one of the air tanks on the air brake system. So basically how it works is the compressor on the pumper's motor sends air to the air brake system, and then the primer takes air off of the air brake system to basically prime and evacuate remaining air in the pump. You can kind of see the primer way up there where the light's shining. You can see the end of the barrels right there. So it's a fairly easy operation in terms of install. Actually, the hardest thing is probably taking the old primer out, because you had to do it from down below here, whereas the new one putting in, the fella could just work right in the pump box to do that. So again, Trident automatic air primer, very interesting device. And then in the other clips, we're going to see the ability to use it in some different scenarios related to drafting.